It seems like in the online business world, everyone's kind of stuck pushing the same old strategies.
Yeah.
Webinars, funnels, just this constant grind for every single sale.
Right.
But what if there's a totally different way to build a successful business online?
Well, that's what I find so compelling about this automatic clients model.
Okay.
It's not about squeezing every single dollar from one product. It's about shifting your mindset to building a system that naturally brings in customers.
That sounds fantastic in theory, but what does that actually look like in practice? How do you build a system that practically attracts clients on autopilot?
So the book lays out a three-step formula they call the Ascension model, and it all starts with acquiring customers at break even.
Break even. See, that's interesting to me because most people are trying to maximize profits right out of the gate.
Right.
Why break even?
Exactly. And that's what's so different about this approach.
Okay.
Instead of banking on one high-priced product, they advocate for using what they call a low-ticket value vehicle. Think a budget-friendly ebook, a mini course, or even just a valuable report.
I can already see where people are going to get tripped up, though.
Yeah.
Because selling a $5 ebook sounds more like a side hustle than a scalable business.
That's the misconception.
Right.
The real key here is volume. We're talking about attracting hundreds, even thousands of customers at that low price point.
Right.
And they even give an example in the book. Imagine getting 1,500 buyers at $5 versus 120 buyers at $997.
Okay.
Even with that lower price, you're building a massive audience right from the start.
So I've got mountains and mountains of ebooks I've sold, but I'm not exactly rolling in dough yet.
Right.
So how does this ascension model actually turn into the big bucks?
That's where the Ascension comes in.
Okay.
You've started the relationship with that initial offer. Now you provide a staircase of opportunities to climb.
Okay.
They call these one-time offers, strategically placed opportunities to upgrade.
Okay.
Think a $47 offer, then maybe a $197 offer, eventually leading to higher ticket programs in the $5,000 to $10,000 range.
So instead of asking somebody to jump from 0 to 1,000, you're building this staircase that they can kind of comfortably climb.
Precisely.
Okay.
And the book argues that this approach can actually be more profitable in the long run.
Really?
Even with a small conversion rate on those higher-end offers, the revenue potential is huge compared to a traditional model.
That makes sense mathematically, but it can't just be about the money, right?
Absolutely.
There's got to be more to it than just crafting a series of offers.
And that's where this concept of fame comes in.
Okay.
Now, we're not talking about Hollywood red carpets, but something much more powerful in the world of online business.
Okay, what kind of fame are we talking about?
It's about establishing authority.
Okay.
By providing incredible value up front with those initial low-ticket offers, you position yourself as the expert in your field.
Okay.
The book calls this tipping the scales.
Tipping the scales, I like that.
Yeah.
But with so many people offering ebooks and free content and all this stuff out there, how do you actually stand out and tip the scales in your favor?
That's where the idea of the disruptive idea comes in.
Okay.
It's about finding a fresh angle, something counterintuitive that makes people go, wait a minute, I've never thought about it like that before.
Give us an example.
Get this. They actually got the inspiration for their copywriting formula from a strip club promoter.
Now, that's a story I need to hear. How on earth does a strip club promoter fit into all of this?
Picture this. It's Krakow, Poland, 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Okay.
The author is walking to work after the gym when, bam, he's approached by someone promoting a local strip club.
Okay.
Now, he wasn't interested in the offer itself.
The friend sparked an idea.
Exactly. It wasn't about the strip club. It was about the approach.
Okay.
He was struck by how the promoter used subtle persuasion and rapport building instead of a hard sell.
Right.
They chatted, no pressure, just a friendly interaction.
Yeah.
It got him thinking about how often we miss that in marketing.
I see where you're going with this. It's not about hitting people over the head with this sales pitch. It's about creating an experience that intrigues them and makes them want to learn more.
Precisely. And that perfectly illustrates a core principle they emphasize: disguising your ads.
Hold on, disguising ads? That sounds a little, I don't know, deceptive.
They argue it's about being clever. Think about it. People have become masters at tuning out obvious ads.
Oh, yeah.
We're all scrolling through social media, instantly recognizing and swiping past anything that screams B-U-Y-N now.
Oh, absolutely. Our internal BS detector is on high alert these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the idea is to create ads that blend in, almost like native content,
Yep.
something that catches someone's eye because it's genuinely interesting or valuable.
Okay.
One of the examples they use is fascinating.
All yours.
They talk about a child watching YouTube and their reaction to ads.
Wait, are they suggesting kids are savvy enough to spot ads these days? Because I can tell you from experience, mine can sniff out an ad a mile away.
Exactly. It's remarkable how quickly we adapt. The author noticed that his daughter would get frustrated with most YouTube ads, wanting to skip them immediately,
Yeah.
except for one specific type.
The ones disguised to look like the cartoons she actually wants to watch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sneaky, but I get it.
And that's the brilliance of it. We instinctively reject what we perceive as intrusive.
Right.
But if it feels natural, if it provides value up front, we're far more receptive.
So we're talking about crafting marketing materials that don't feel like marketing materials?
Yes.
More like valuable content that naturally draws people in.
That's the heart of it. It's about subtle persuasion, piquing curiosity, and leading with value.
This is already making me rethink my entire approach to marketing.
It's a real paradigm shift,
Yeah.
and it made the authors realize that traditional advertising, those big budget Madison Avenue campaigns, might not be the right model for most businesses, especially when starting out.
Really? Why not? I always thought those were considered like the gold standard of advertising.
They can be, but they function differently. Think about it. Those campaigns are often about brand recognition. They want to keep their name in front of you, reminding you they exist.
Right.
They don't necessarily need to convince you that you need their product.
Right.
You already know what it is.
Everyone knows what a Coke is. They're just trying to make you crave one right now.
Exactly. But for smaller businesses, especially those with a new product or service, it's about more than just name recognition.
Right.
You need to grab attention, explain your value proposition, overcome skepticism,
Yeah.
and you often have to do it all with a much smaller budget.
Yeah.
That's where this idea of competing on economics comes in.
Okay, I have to admit, the economic side of things usually makes my eyes glaze over a bit.
Sure.
Can you break down what competing on economics actually means in this context?
It's about strategically structuring your business model in a way that allows you to acquire customers profitably, even at those lower price points.
Okay.
Remember that $5 ebook example we talked about?
Yeah.
That's just the entry point. The real magic happens with the upsells and back-end offers you present later on.
So instead of trying to compete with these big budgets and these flashy marketing campaigns, you're competing by having a system that lets you spend less to acquire a customer and still make a profit.
Precisely. It's a completely different way of thinking about your business.
I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Yeah.
But how do you make sure you're attracting the right kind of customers, the ones who are actually going to be interested in those higher ticket offers?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
And it brings us to a crucial concept in the automatic clients model. The 3 levels of customers.
3 levels of customers. Okay, this sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Essentially, not all customers are created equal.
Right.
Some might be more demanding, require more support, and ultimately might not be as profitable in the long run.
Right.
Others are going to be your ideal clients, invested, engaged, and ready to invest in those higher ticket offerings.
So these levels help you identify and focus on those ideal clients right from the start.
Precisely. But it goes even deeper than that.
Okay.
You're not just trying to identify these different customer types. You're strategically designing your offers to meet their specific needs and desires.
Okay.
Think of it as creating a personalized experience that guides them to the solutions they need at the price point they're ready for.
This is starting to sound less like a quick sale model and more like building valuable long-term relationships with your customer base.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
The book emphasizes moving away from chasing these quick wins and toward cultivating what they call renewable financial resources. It's about turning your customers into lifelong fans and advocates for your work.
I love that. Renewable financial resources, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you actually cultivate that kind of loyalty?
Right.
It can't just be about like offering an inexpensive ebook and hoping for the best, right?
You're absolutely right. It takes a more strategic approach.
Okay.
The authors introduce this idea of value bombs and the awareness bridge. It's all about demonstrating your expertise and providing so much upfront value that people naturally crave more.
Value bombs and the awareness bridge. Okay, these terms have me really curious. Can you unpack those for us?
Think of a value bomb as like a powerful little nugget of insight, an aha moment that makes people rethink what they thought they knew.
Okay.
It could be a quick tip, a counterintuitive strategy, or a fresh perspective on a common problem,
Right.
something that truly resonates with your audience.
So it's about showcasing your expertise, giving people a taste of what you offer in a way that leaves them wanting more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the beauty of value bombs is that you can deliver them in so many ways.
Okay.
Social media posts, short videos, blog articles, even within your paid content.
Right.
They're like little sparks of brilliance sprinkled throughout your content.
So you're sparking their interest, building anticipation, and that's where the awareness bridge comes in.
Precisely. The awareness bridge is a more in-depth piece of content, perhaps a video series, a webinar, or a longer blog post.
Right.
It expands on those value bombs, taking people deeper into your world and the solutions you offer.
So if the value bombs are like appetizers, the awareness bridge is the main course.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
You're piquing their curiosity with those bite-sized insights. Then you're inviting them to sit down for a more immersive and transformative experience.
I can see how this approach would be so much more effective than just like hitting people with a sales pitch right away.
Right.
You're building trust, you're demonstrating your value, and you're making them eager to learn more.
That's the whole point.
Yep.
You're guiding them along a journey, building a relationship where that final step, your call to action, feels like a natural progression, not a hard sell.
And you mentioned the call to action often involves a strategy call
Yeah.
or a consultation.
Right.
It's not about like immediately pushing for a sale, but about opening up that dialogue, building a genuine connection.
Exactly.
Okay.
The book even delves into how to structure those calls for maximum impact.
Right. It's not about being pushy, but about truly understanding your potential clients' needs and guiding them towards the best possible solution.
This is really making me reconsider the way I approach my client relationships.
Yeah.
I often get like so caught up in the marketing side of things.
Right.
And I forget about that human connection.
Yeah.
But what about the financial aspect of all of this?
Sure.
I have to admit, anytime we start talking numbers, economics, that's where my eyes tend to glaze over a little bit.
I hear you.
So can you break that down for us in a way that even I can understand?
The book does a fantastic job of breaking it down in a way that's actually quite engaging.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of understanding a couple key metrics like average order value and customer lifetime value,
Okay.
and how to design your offers to maximize both.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
What are those metrics and why are they so crucial for online entrepreneurs to understand?
Let's start with average order value, often referred to as AOV.
Put simply, it's the average amount of money a customer spends on a single purchase from your business.
Okay.
For example, let's say you have that $5 ebook as your initial offer,
Right.
but then you offer a $47 upsell and 20% of your buyers go for it.
So instead of just making $5 per customer, you're now averaging closer to $15 because of that upsell.
You got it.
And that makes a huge difference.
And that's just with one upsell.
Right.
The automatic clients model encourages you to strategically place multiple one-time offers within your sales funnel, gradually increasing your average order value.
It's like building that staircase we talked about earlier.
Precisely.
Okay.
Guiding people towards higher-priced offers without them feeling pressured.
Makes sense.
And that brings us to customer lifetime value,
Oh,
the
wait.
CLTV.
Okay.
This metric looks at the big picture, considering the total amount of money a customer spends with you throughout your entire relationship.
So it's not just about that initial $5 ebook sale. It's about all the potential future purchases they might make, upsells, back-end offers, even repeat purchases down the line.
You nailed it.
Okay.
And here's the really interesting part. When you focus on maximizing CLTV, you can actually afford to acquire customers at break-even, or even at a slight loss initially.
Wait, are you saying you might intentionally lose money on that first sale and still come out ahead in the long run?
That's the power of this approach.
Okay.
If you've structured your business model strategically, those customers will, in theory, ascend through your offers over time, ultimately spending significantly more than that initial investment you made to acquire them.
So it's like investing in a long-term asset.
Yes.
You might not see a huge return right away, but the payoff over time can be significant.
Precisely. And the book even provides formulas for calculating these metrics and stress testing your business model to make sure it's financially sound.
Okay, stress testing. That sounds a little intimidating.
Think of it more like giving your business plan a thorough checkup,
Okay.
making sure the numbers add up and you're setting yourself up for sustainable long-term growth.
Okay, that makes me feel better. So it's not about just crunching numbers just for the sake of it.
Right.
It's about like making strategic decisions that set your business up for success.
Competing on economics isn't just about being good at math.
Right.
It's about understanding the financial engine of your business and using that knowledge to make informed choices.
I like how this model reframes the idea of advertising. You
Yeah.
mentioned earlier advertising without fear.
Right.
How does understanding these financial metrics, how does that impact the way you approach advertising?
That's a great question. One of the key takeaways from the book's approach to advertising is this. Your ads can only amplify what's already working within your business.
Okay.
It's like turning up the volume on a great song.
Right.
If the song itself isn't good, no amount of amplification is going to make it a hit.
So you're saying your business model, your products, your core message, all that needs to be rock solid before you even think about spending money on advertising.
Absolutely. Advertising can't fix a fundamentally flawed business model. It can only accelerate what's already working.
Got it.
Knowing your average order value and customer lifetime value gives you a huge advantage.
Okay. How so?
When you know those numbers, you can calculate exactly how much you can afford to spend to acquire a new customer.
Okay.
It takes the guesswork out of advertising and allows you to make strategic decisions based on data, not just hunches.
That takes a lot of the fear out of advertising.
Right.
You're not just throwing money into a black hole and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
You're making calculated investments based on a deep understanding of your business.
Yeah.
This is all starting to make so much sense.
Right.
But I have to admit, sometimes the technical side of building an online business just feels so overwhelming.
Right.
Setting up sales funnels, email sequences, payment processors, it can feel like a lot to manage.
They address that head-on in the book
Okay.
with a concept they call the ECA method.
Oh.
It's a streamlined, strategic approach to building and launching your online offers without getting bogged down in technical complexity.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me everything about the ECA method.
ECA stands for Economics, Components, and Assembly.
Okay.
Think of it as a simple 3-step framework for bringing your online business to life.
Okay, I'm following along so far.
The economics part is all about making sure your numbers make sense.
Okay.
It's about understanding your costs, your pricing,
Yeah.
your ideal conversion rates.
Right.
Essentially ensuring your business model is financially viable from the ground up.
So you're laying a solid foundation, making sure everything adds up financially before you even start building.
You got it.
Okay.
Then comes components. This is where you gather all the pieces you need to build your offer.
Okay.
Sales page templates, email sequences, payment processors, all those essential elements.
Right.
The good news is you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
The authors provide a ton of resources and templates you can use to simplify the process.
So you're not starting from scratch. You're leveraging proven systems and tools to streamline the technical side of things.
That's the idea. And finally, we have assembly,
Right.
where you take all those individual components and strategically connect them,
Right.
aligning your economics, your content, and your marketing to create a seamless customer experience.
So it's like a step-by-step blueprint for taking your business from idea to launch without getting lost in the weeds.
Exactly. They even offer a detailed checklist to make sure you've covered all your bases.
Okay, that makes the entire process seem a lot less daunting and a lot more doable.
Good.
But I'm curious about those higher ticket back-end offers that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
How do you seamlessly transition people from, like we were saying, a $5 ebook to a $5,000 program?
That's where the awareness bridge and those strategic calls come into play.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about building relationships, showcasing your expertise, and proving your value every step of the way.
So it's not about suddenly hitting them with this high-priced offer out of the blue.
Right.
It's about creating a context where it feels like a natural next step of their journey with you.
Precisely. The authors provide scripts and frameworks for those high-ticket sales conversations, emphasizing value-driven communication, addressing potential objections, and genuinely guiding your prospects toward the best possible decision.
This is all starting to feel less like selling and more like a collaborative process where you're working with your clients to achieve their goals.
Right.
I'm really starting to see the power of this model.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things I appreciate about the automatic clients approach is that it acknowledges the challenges that come with growth.
Okay.
They dedicate an entire chapter to a concept they call systemic scaling.
Okay. Systemic scaling sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
It's about building a business that can grow exponentially without you having to work harder and harder.
Now you're speaking my language.
Right.
Sign me up for that.
They talk about shifting your focus from micromanaging every detail to identifying and optimizing the key systems within your business.
So things like your marketing, sales process, customer support, even your own productivity.
Exactly. It's about creating a business that can essentially run itself, freeing you up to focus on the bigger picture.
That sounds amazing in theory,
It does.
but I imagine it takes a lot of work up front to get those systems running smoothly.
It does require a shift in mindset.
Right.
But the book provides a roadmap for getting there.
Okay.
They emphasize focusing on the macro elements of your business,
Okay.
the big picture systems that have the most significant impact on your growth.
It makes sense that if you can fix the big problems,
Right.
a lot of those little problems kind of work themselves out.
That's the idea.
Okay.
They even provide strategies for hiring and managing a team, delegating tasks effectively, and building a thriving company culture.
Wow, this is starting to sound less like solopreneurship and more like building a business empire over here.
And they don't shy away from the challenges that come with rapid growth either.
Okay.
They talk about what they call the wobble.
The wobble. Okay, that sounds a little ominous.
Right.
What is the wobble?
It's that uncomfortable, often overwhelming phase that many entrepreneurs experience when their business is growing rapidly.
Okay.
Things can feel a bit out of control.
Yeah.
You're figuring things out as you go,
Yeah,
and it can be easy to feel like you're not quite in control.
I can see how that would be stressful for sure.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do they offer for navigating that tricky stage of business growth?
One of the most valuable things they emphasize is the importance of building a strong support system.
Oh,
Surrounding yourself with mentors, advisors, and other entrepreneurs who have been there before can make all the difference.
it's like having that team in your corner.
Exactly.
Those people who have been there, done that,
Yes.
and can offer guidance and support when you need it most.
They also stress the importance of self-care during those periods of rapid growth.
Oh, that's so important.
Yes, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle,
Right.
but taking care of your physical and mental health is essential.
That's such important advice, and it's something a lot of entrepreneurs, myself included, often neglect.
Yeah.
We get so focused on the business that we forget to take care of ourselves.
Right.
But it sounds like the automatic clients model isn't just about building a successful business, it's also about building a fulfilling life,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And speaking of the author's personal journey, they actually share their own experiences throughout the book.
Okay.
And it's fascinating to see how they applied these principles to their own business.
Okay, spill the tea. I always love hearing those like origin stories behind these successful business models.
Right?
How did the authors discover this automatic clients approach?
Well, it all started with a simple ebook they wrote about their digital agency system.
Cool.
It only took them 2 weeks to write, and they shared it on Facebook. And to their surprise,
Viral.
it did.
Okay.
They sold over 100 copies in the first 48 hours and made over $6,000 in profit,
Wow.
completely blowing their own expectations out of the water.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it wasn't all smooth sailing from there.
You're right. They hit a few bumps in the road.
Yeah.
Initially, they tried selling the ebook through Facebook ads.
Right?
And at first, it worked incredibly well
Okay.
until it didn't.
But then the dreaded algorithm struck.
Exactly. Their ads tanked, and they had this realization that they needed a more sustainable, long-term approach.
Right.
That's when they started developing the automatic clients model, refining it through years of trial and error.
So they didn't just pull this out of thin air.
Right.
They've actually used these principles to build their own thriving business.
Not just successful, but thriving.
Yeah.
And one of the things I appreciate about their approach is their transparency.
Okay.
They share their revenue numbers, conversion rates, even their tech stack.
Wow.
It's refreshing to see that level of openness and willingness to share what's working.
That's so valuable for readers who might be feeling skeptical or feeling a little unsure. Because it's one thing to hear about like a theoretical business model. It's another thing entirely to see that it's actually generated real results.
Exactly.
So they're walking the talk, not just talking the talk.
Right, and beyond just sharing their own success, they're incredibly generous with their knowledge.
Okay.
They provide tons of bonus materials, templates, scripts,
Wow.
even access to their own tech stack to help their readers succeed.
Wow. That's going above and beyond.
It is.
It sounds like they're genuinely invested in their readers' success.
They are.
It makes me wonder, what's their ultimate goal with all of this?
Yeah.
Are they just trying to sell books, or is there like a bigger mission at play here?
They talk about wanting to create a movement,
Okay.
a community of entrepreneurs building successful businesses based on these principles of value, sustainability, and long-term growth.
All right.
They envision a world where people love what they do, create a significant impact, and achieve financial freedom on their own terms.
That's a powerful vision. And it seems like they're well on their way to making it a reality.
They are. They're also passionate about giving back.
Okay.
They donate a portion of their profits to charity and encourage their readers to do the same.
That's inspiring.
It is.
It shows that they're not just about making money, but about using their platform to make a positive difference in the world.
Absolutely.
This is also incredibly inspiring and empowering.
It is.
Okay.
And the book ends with this really powerful call to action,
Okay.
urging readers to step up, take action, and build the businesses of their dreams.
It's one thing to read about these concepts, absorb all this information,
Yeah.
but it's another thing entirely to take that leap of faith and put it into action.
Absolutely. And that brings us to what I believe is one of the most valuable takeaways from Automatic clients,
Okay.
the importance of mindset.
Okay. Tell me more about the role of mindset in all of this.
The authors emphasize that building a successful business requires more than just the right strategies and tactics. It demands a resilient, adaptable, and as cliche as it might sound, a positive mindset.
It makes sense, though,
Yeah.
because building a business, especially an online business, can be a roller coaster ride.
Right.
There are going to be challenges, there are going to be setbacks, there are going to be moments of doubt.
Precisely.
And that's where having a strong mindset, a belief in yourself and your vision,
Yes.
that's going to be crucial.
It is.
So how do they suggest cultivating that unshakable mindset?
Yeah.
What specific advice do they offer?
One of the things they emphasize is the importance of developing a growth mindset,
Okay.
which is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are not fixed,
Right.
but can be developed through dedication and hard work.
Okay.
Essentially, it's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than seeing them as threats.
That's such a powerful concept.
It is.
It's about reframing the way you view those obstacles and those setbacks.
Right. Yeah.
Seeing them as stepping stones on your path to success.
You got it. And they don't just talk about the theory of a growth mindset.
Right.
They provide practical strategies for cultivating it.
Okay.
Things like reframing negative thoughts, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and seeking out mentors and feedback.
It's like giving yourself permission to be a work in progress,
Right.
to learn and evolve as you go.
Precisely.
Okay.
And they also talk about the importance of celebrating small wins along the way.
Well, that's huge.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in striving for the next big milestone
Right.
and to forget to appreciate how far you've already come.
Exactly.
So celebrating those small wins, I think, is so key.
It is.
Yeah.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of mindset they discuss.
Okay.
Managing fear.
Grief.
Fear, especially the fear of failure, can be incredibly paralyzing,
Right.
particularly when you're starting something new.
Absolutely. Fear can keep us stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from taking those necessary risks that often lead to the most significant breakthroughs.
The authors offer a refreshing perspective on fear.
Okay.
They encourage readers to reframe failure not as a reflection of their worth, but as a valuable learning opportunity.
Yeah.
They advocate for experimentation, for embracing the unknown, and
Yeah.
understanding that even failures can provide invaluable insights that ultimately lead you closer to success.
I love that perspective.
Yeah,
It's about shifting from a fear of failure to a curiosity about what you might discover through the process of trying, even if it means making mistakes along the way.
exactly.
Okay.
And they also emphasize the importance of surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
Yes.
People who understand the unique challenges of entrepreneurship
Right.
and can offer encouragement and guidance when you need it most.
It sounds like the automatic clients model isn't just about building a business, it's about building a life.
It is.
A life that is fulfilling, impactful, and aligned with your values.
Precisely.
Okay.
And while the book delves into the practical strategies and systems for achieving that, they never lose sight of the human element.
Right.
They emphasize the importance of finding your why,
Oh.
the deeper purpose behind your work that goes beyond just making money.
Finding your why, your unique contribution to the world, that's a powerful concept.
It is.
It's about aligning your business with your passions,
Yes.
your values, and the change you want to see in the world.
You got it.
Okay.
And they provide compelling examples of other entrepreneurs who have found that alignment,
Okay.
using their businesses as platforms to make a positive impact on issues they care about.
It's inspiring to see that business can be a force for good,
It can.
a way to not only create financial abundance, but also to make a real difference in the world.
And they offer practical guidance on how to integrate your why into your business,
Okay.
from crafting your mission statement to choosing how you'll give back to your community.
It sounds like the automatic clients model is about so much more than just automating your marketing or scaling your revenue.
Yeah.
It's about building a business that's a true reflection of who you are and what you stand for.
Yes.
It's about creating a business that's an extension of your values, your passions, and your desire to make a positive impact on the world.
You've captured it perfectly.
Okay.
And they offer practical advice on how to do just that.
Okay.
From crafting your brand story to identifying your ideal clients, those people you're most passionate about serving.
Speaking of ideal clients, they have a whole section on understanding your target market, right?
They do.
Okay.
They provide strategies for identifying your ideal client,
Okay.
digging deep into their needs, desires, and pain points,
Right.
and ultimately crafting marketing messages that truly resonate with them.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about trying to sell to everyone out there.
Right.
It's about identifying those people who are the perfect fit for what you offer.
Right. And they don't shy away from the often dreaded topic of pricing either.
Pricing is definitely a pain point for a lot of entrepreneurs out there,
It is.
especially those of us who tend to undervalue our expertise.
Right.
What kind of insights do they offer when it comes to pricing?
They provide really helpful frameworks for determining your pricing based on the value you provide,
Okay.
the market demand for your services, and your own business goals.
Oh, yeah.
They emphasize the importance of pricing yourself for profit and sustainability,
Right.
breaking free from the feast or famine cycle that so many entrepreneurs fall into.
That's such a valuable message.
It is.
It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset when it comes to pricing
Yes.
and recognizing your worth.
Yes.
This entire conversation is making me realize how much of entrepreneurship is about mindset.
Absolutely.
It's not just about the strategies. It's not just about the tactics.
Right.
It's really about what's going on up here.
And the authors provide practical tips for shifting your mindset from one of self-doubt to one of confidence and empowerment.
Yeah.
They also address one of the biggest fears many entrepreneurs face, the fear of putting yourself out there.
Yes, that fear of visibility, of being seen, of being
It's
judged
huge.
can be a huge roadblock for people.
It is.
So what kind of guidance do they offer for overcoming that fear?
They encourage readers to reframe visibility as an act of service.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on yourself and your fears,
Right.
shift your focus to the people you're here to serve,
Okay.
the problems you're here to solve,
Right.
and the impact you want to make.
That's such a powerful reframe.
It is.
Because when you're coming from a place of service, it takes the pressure off of yourself.
Right.
And it allows you to show up authentically.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they provide practical tips for building your visibility in a way that feels aligned and authentic.
Oh.
From sharing your story online to connecting with other thought leaders in your industry.
It sounds like the automatic clients model is a holistic approach to building a business and a life that you love.
It is.
It's not just about the mechanics of marketing and sales. It's about the inner work of developing a strong mindset, embracing your unique gifts, and using your business as a platform to create a positive impact on the world.
You've summed it up beautifully.
And the best part is it sounds like they offer ongoing support to help you implement what you've learned.
They do.
They have a thriving community, coaching programs, even one-on-one consultations for those who want personalized guidance.
That's right.
It's like having a whole team of mentors and cheerleaders in your corner,
Right.
guiding you every step of the way.
Yes.
So if someone's listening to this and they're feeling maybe a little overwhelmed by everything we've discussed,
Sure.
what would be your advice for getting started with this automatic clients model?
Yeah.
Where would you suggest they begin?
I'd say start with the foundation, the ECA method.
Okay.
Focus on getting your economics in order.
Right.
Gather those essential components.
Right.
And then systematically assemble your offer.
That's a great place to start
It is.
because it breaks the process down into manageable steps.
Right.
And remember, action is key.
Yes, it is.
Don't get bogged down in analysis paralysis.
Right.
Choose one thing that resonates with you and take action.
Exactly. It's about putting theory into practice,
Right.
experimenting and allowing yourself to learn and adapt along the way.
I love that.
Yeah.
But what about those moments when that self-doubt creeps in?
Yeah.
Those times when you feel like giving up, you feel like throwing in the towel.
Right.
What advice do the authors offer for staying motivated and pushing through those challenging times?
They offer a wealth of practical advice for staying motivated.
Right.
From setting clear goals and intentions
Right.
to surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of finding accountability partners,
Yeah.
mentors or coaches who can help you stay on track
Right.
and remind you why you started this journey in the first place.
It sounds like they've thought of everything.
They really have.
It's like they've taken all the lessons they've learned along their own entrepreneurial journeys
Yes,
and distilled them into this comprehensive guide for success.
they really have.
And one of the things that struck me about the automatic clients model is its emphasis on sustainability.
Yeah.
It's not about chasing quick wins or burning. It's truly inspiring to see how much thought they've put into not just the practical, like nuts and bolts of building a business, but also like the philosophical side of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's refreshing, isn't it?
It really is.
They really emphasize that sustainable success isn't about like hustle culture or burning yourself out.
Right.
It's about building a business that seamlessly integrates with a life you love.
And that's a message I think a lot of people need to hear, especially in today's always-on world.
Yeah.
But what about those people who are just starting out?
Right.
What would you say to someone who's listening who's like, this all sounds great in theory, but I'm feeling really overwhelmed by this prospect of building a business from scratch?
Well, the book actually starts with a really powerful concept.
Okay.
The idea that you're probably more ready than you think you are.
Okay.
They call it the myth of arrival.
The myth of arrival. Okay, what is that?
It's this idea that a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs have,
Okay.
that they need to reach some mythical point of knowledge or experience before they can truly get started. They're
Yeah.
waiting for permission, validation, some sign from the universe.
All right, like I'll know when I'm ready. I'm just going to wait for that sign.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the authors argue that the best time to start is always now.
That's a powerful message, and I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to get caught up in that feeling of like, I'm not good enough yet or I don't know enough yet.
Right.
But really, it's about overcoming that fear and just taking that first step.
Exactly.
So-
They encourage readers to embrace what they call imperfect action.
Okay.
Start before you feel ready and learn and adjust along the way.
It's about embracing the journey, even with all of its messy imperfections.
Precisely.
Okay, I like that.
And they offer practical tips for getting started, even if you don't have a fully formed business plan or years of experience under your belt.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of identifying a problem you're passionate about solving,
Okay.
finding your first customer, and getting feedback early and often.
It's about taking action and letting the market guide you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that leads to another key theme in the book,
Okay.
the importance of building genuine connections with your audience.
We touched on that a little bit earlier with value bombs and the awareness bridge,
Right?
but it sounds like it goes even deeper than that.
It does. They talk about shifting from a transactional mindset to
Right.
a relational one.
Okay.
It's not just about closing deals.
Right.
It's about building authentic relationships with the people you serve.
And that makes sense, especially in the age of social media when people can spot a sales pitch from a mile away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People crave authenticity, connection, a sense of community.
Right.
And the book provides strategies for creating that within your business.
Okay.
From fostering engagement on social media to building an email list of raving fans.
It's about building a tribe,
Yeah.
a group of people who believe in what you're doing and they want to be a part of your journey.
Precisely.
Okay.
And when you have that kind of connection with your audience, everything else becomes easier.
Right.
Selling feels less like selling.
Right.
And more like sharing something you're passionate about.
So if we were to kind of distill the essence of this automatic clients model down to maybe like a few key principles,
Sure.
what would they be?
I'd say it's about building a business that's rooted in value, authenticity, and genuine connection.
Okay.
It's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance.
Okay.
Embracing your unique gifts.
Right.
And using your business as a force for good in the world.
I like that.
It's about creating a business that not only thrives financially, but also brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose.
That's beautifully said, and I think it's a message that really resonates deeply in today's world.
I agree.
People are tired of the hustle, the grind, the empty promises.
Right.
They're looking for something more meaningful,
Right.
more sustainable,
Yes.
more aligned with their values.
And I think the automatic clients model offers a refreshing and inspiring roadmap for achieving that.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible journey diving deep into this book with you.
It has.
I feel like I've learned so much. I know our listeners have too.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you and your listeners. I always enjoy these deep dives.
And for you listening, the question is, what step, however small, can you take today to start building the business and the life of your dreams? What spark of inspiration are you going to act on? Something to chew on.